So today at MHP and Engine offices, we had an event with Silicon Valley Comes to the UK, which is a series of events that help UK companies to scale up and grow. Today we spoke about a number of different digital strategies, including how do you find people that will talk about your brand with your limited time, limited resources and limited knowledge. So how do you attract those ambassadors and influencers that will be speaking on behalf of your brand? How do you tell your story to get through the clutter that is out there in the internet and digital? And how do you specifically talk about yourself while there is so many voices out there?
The social media or the digital media is changing rapidly, really quick, whereas we set digital media policy about 12 months ago, and in the last 6 months new applications, new formats, new softwares have come out, new trends have taken place, and that really you need to refresh that about every quarter.
I think it's quite easy to get wrapped up in PPC and SEO and all those kind of things, but if what you're saying isn't authentic, then it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of things.
And all these companies here have something new and unique they bring to the market, and there was this discussion on how to balance, giving away your unique knowledge versus getting the word out, and I think it was a very insightful conversation in terms of if you really have the capability to deliver and be better than your competitors, then the more people talk about it, the better.
As younger companies who are maybe exploring more things, we have a real advantage. It's very interesting to hear one of the contributors mentioned that a lot of his clients who are maybe FTSE 100 chief execs or senior executives just kind of dismiss this whole Twitter and LinkedIn, and it's all just kind of nonsense, and I don't need that. And that's actually an opportunity for the new guys to exploit some of that. Quite a few new services that I hadn't heard of before, which is always good to keep us. I think CNIT was one, and Meerkat, so I'm going to have to go and find out what they are.
Meerkat's probably going to be incredible for merchandising stories online, to make them real and engaging in real time. I think that's what everyone's looking for a real experience.
The most important thing I'll take away, I think, is around targeting kind of the audience we want to speak to. And we're generally pretty good at doing that, but I think we could segment our audiences in even more specific areas to make sure that our messages and the things we're doing are really accomplishing the kinds of things that we want to create, the kinds of actions, the kinds of calls to actions that we're trying to create. So kind of almost micro-segmenting to make sure that who we're targeting is really, really clear.
I think two of the most important takeaways for me was one was really about audience segmentation and make sure that all your messaging is targeted to the right audience, and do your homework about who the audience is before you start. And the second was about the storytelling and making sure that you've got the authenticity with the messaging, you're unique, and the content is so critical. And if you're writing a blog, you need to write about 6 different blogs to publish rather than just one. We can all be sending lots of messages out, whether it's on Twitter, whether it's on LinkedIn, Facebook, but without really knowing who your audience is and what you're trying to achieve, then you don't really get the return on investment that you would hope for.